If you've watched some of the earlier videos on the volume pointer control, you'll be familiar with the principles, and I've just pulled this particular chart up because it demonstrates very clearly and very simply the primary aims of the indicator and how it will help you in a multitude of ways. First of all, it is in terms of if you're a breakout trader or a breakaway trader. Markets congest 70%, 75% of the time. So they spend much longer in congestion phases than they do in trend. We had a nice trend here lower. This happens to be on pound yen on 2 minute. We had a very nice trend lower. We've now moved into the congestion phase here. You can see we're trading around the volume pointer control, which is the yellow dashed line. It is essentially the fulcrum of the market. It is the point at which the bearish and bullish sentiment are in balance. You can think of it as an analogy I always use as of a seesaw, where you have two people of equal weight on either side, and therefore we are in balance. There is no heavier weight or lighter weight on one side or the other to drive the market from that fulcrum point. Once bullish or bearish sentiment takes hold, in other words, at this level, at 138.10 here, the market was in price agreement, if you will. There was no bullish or bearish sentiment. Now, what we're seeing now is a breakaway from the volume pointer control, which is the heaviest volume over here. We're moving up away from this region. So from a support perspective, we have a potential platform of support building. But more importantly, as we begin to move away, we're coming up to a low volume region here. In other words, a low volume node. So all things being equal, if the market does break away from this region, then when it gets to this level, this should require very little in the way of effort to drive through that low volume area, which as a scalping trader, an intraday trader, whatever time frame you're considering, that's an important piece of data, because what it reveals is the ease with which the price action is likely to move through there, or if there is heavy congestion in terms of the volume profile, then that is at the very least going to cause the market to congest and possibly also reverse. So the volume histogram becomes a key piece of information. It is the combination of the three elements of volume, price, and time. On the x-axis, we have the linear relationship. When we're using volume and price, we're looking at the relationship between the volume associated with a particular candle or a group of candles. And what the volume pointer control does is it swings this up onto the y-axis and brings in the element of time, because a longer the market is in congestion at a particular point, then the more dense will be the volume that then builds in that region, and which is therefore likely to present a barrier to the price action as it moves towards those regions, which is why low volume nodes are so important, as indeed are the higher volume nodes. And it's all in comparative terms to the volume pointer control itself. You can see up here we have a relatively low volume region when compared to the volume pointer control area over here, which is much more significant. So whilst the price action should go through this low volume region here very easily, even through this region, there would be required very little effort to actually move through that area also. So from a trading perspective, if we're trading long, we're trading this as a breakaway, maybe we've had some confirmation volume if we're using the volume price analysis methodology, that the price action is confirmed. You know, we've got good volume, we've got a nice widespread candle on good volume perhaps, and we're now starting to break away from that region. The next question is, well, where is this market going to struggle? Is it going to struggle here? The answer is no. Is it going to struggle here? Probably not. And in that case, you would then go up to the next time frame in your time window, if you will. So if you're trading, this is a 2 minute chart, so you might be looking at a 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minutes, something like that. If you're on an hourly, you'd maybe go to the 4 hour, because you have to recognize also that the slower time frame chart that you're trading will always carry more weight. So if you have an area on a slower time frame where you've got much more dense volume, that is going to be far more significant than the volume associated with a much faster time frame. That's the nature of time. Just see how this develops, see if we move through this relatively quickly while I'm recording this. And in fact, let's just go up to a slightly slower time frame. Let's go to, let's say, the 4 minute. Just see what we're dealing with there. Okay, so we've got on the 4 minute, we've got the volume point of control is actually at a much higher level. And clearly, as you would expect, you're not going to see the volume point of control all the same levels across a particular market that you're trading. They're all going to be at different levels. And the other aspect to the volume point of control is also it does move. This is not a static thing. This is not going to stay in one region forever. As volume profiles build and rebuild, then that volume point of control is going to move at some point. Now, what's interesting from a scalping perspective, certainly on this trade at any rate, is that we've also got a nice low volume region of here as well, a low volume node. So from the slower time frame of the 4 minute against the slightly faster time frame of the 2 minute that we were looking at earlier on, this is all good stuff. This is very positive for us. We should see this move through that area quickly as well. Volume certainly starts to build. So from a trading perspective, the next question is, well, where is this market going to struggle? Certainly going to struggle as it gets up towards this level, and even more so as we get up to the volume point of control. And if it gets back to the volume point of control, which is 25 pips above this, then that region, almost certainly you're going to see congestion, but you're certainly going to see some real effort required to push up through this region. Let's just go back onto the 2 minute time frame again. Okay, we're pushing up, which is nice. We've pushed through there. We've got low volume up here. So that's all very nice, and it's just giving us that comfort factor, if you will, of the effort required. And this is the power of the volume point of control histogram. It really does truly give you information that you would not otherwise have about these high volume, low volume regions, and whether the market is going to struggle at those levels or whether it's going to pass straight through and give you a nice easy ride on your trading opportunity to the upside or the downside. So thanks for watching, see you again soon, and bye for now.